All right, I just want to say welcome, welcome. It is absolutely a fabulous night tonight, 9 at Night. And we have that every weekday night from Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the best way to get there is just the number 9ATNIGHT.com. We're absolutely stoked. We have every weekday night is a different theme. So tonight is Tuesday night. I love it. What it's about is about royalty, and we're talking the Pageants group system and incredible women. We're talking about senior women over 60, and that is phenomenal. You will be absolutely surprised. Every Tuesday night, these women are incredible. They have done remarkable things in their life, and they are still in all dignity and regalness with their queenship and crown. So we have two wonderful women that we're going to introduce tonight to you, and you will not even believe how absolutely fabulous they are. First, what I'm going to do is introduce you to the president of the pageant, James Kimsey with Senior Pageants Group. They're based out of New York in Rockefeller Center of all places. And then also we have our director, Marianne Hamilton, who's the former Miss Senior Universe in 2022 and is now the director. It's all about the royalty, so let's get started. You can find any information about Miss Senior USA and Miss Senior Universe at seniorpageantsgroup.com or missseniorUSA.com. And anybody that you may know that just has a story to tell, a little talent, and maybe a lot of talent, and they should be getting on here. So just give them the heads up, or maybe you get them started on this. seniorpageantsgroup.com. I'm Christine Campbell, your host, and I'm absolutely excited. We have new queens. Just a few weeks ago, they were crowned 2023 queens. From left to right, we have Super Senior Universe, JoAnn Bechtel, and that's who we're going to learn more about tonight. I'm so excited. Miss Super Senior USA, Eileen Jones. Oh, I hope she doesn't get upset with me. It's late at night, 9 at Night, and next to her is Miss Senior Universe, Jen Sakakini. We already had her on last week's show. You can go to 9atnight.com /podcast. Go to the podcast page and you can see that recording right now. Next to her is Miss Senior USA Debbie Nelson. Absolutely phenomenal woman. We are absolutely glad she earned her title. And then we have Miss Senior United Nations Ambassador Becky Wu. And she is doing amazing things. And all of a sudden you find at the very end, Miss Senior Sweetheart USA. And that is me, Christine Campbell. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. But let's get started. You see some beautiful queens here off to an excursion. You're going to meet two of them that you see on here. And that's going to be our beautiful, beautiful queens. And you see them right in the middle. You see our Miss Super Senior Universe, JoAnn Bechtel, right in front. And right behind her is Ms. Grande Am Universe 2022, Ida White. And so she's right behind her. And all three of us are on here. So it's one of those fun times we were at an event during this wonderful, wonderful week of activities. Again, we were at the Comedy Lab in Orlando. And I'll tell you what, incredible people making a positive difference. So right now, I want to introduce you to our first interview. I just love this lady. Her name is JoAnn Bechtel. She's the new Miss Super Senior Universe 2023. And JoAnn, I am so excited to get this interview started. So welcome so much to our show.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Let's talk about even getting started with the pageant, JoAnn. How did you first hear about it and what were your steps? Because you have such a beautiful crown on there and you looked absolutely fabulous.
Thank you. I started back in 2013 was when I did the first pageant, and it was more or less, why not? My mother always said, you're never too old to try something new. So I said to my husband, what do I do? He said, hey, it's up to you. Try it. What do you have to lose? And I did it 2 years with them. And then one of my friends told me about the Senior USA pageant, which is in Vegas. So I said to my husband, should I try it or should I wait a year? He says, you have your health. Why do you want to wait? So I thought, okay, we'll go for it. So I'm also one of the founding queens.
Oh, that is excellent. So what year was that? Was that in 2016?
Yes, it was. It was in 2016. The pageant itself was held in 2017.
Oh, absolutely excellent. So I sure appreciate you having some history there with this wonderful group. Now I have some pictures that I want to show everybody and have you just kind of explain a little bit about each one. So let's get going. What were you thinking of when you were crowned Ms. Super Senior Universe?
Truthfully, it was a surprise. And the only thing that went through my mind is my husband wasn't physically there to see it. He was looking forward to this moment for so long. And unfortunately, he passed away in 2020. But I was determined. I told him, this is one pageant I really want to do because I could honor my mother and my grandparents because they all came from Poland. And I thought this would be a good way to honor them.
And it was. And so you were representing as Miss Super Senior Poland.
Right.
First, and then you won the title. And I can't believe you didn't think you'd get it. I knew the whole time that you would.
All my friends and neighbors says, oh, we all know. It's not intuition or a feeling. It's just, I know you're going to win. And it's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
That is beautiful. And you're absolutely regal there. Just beautiful. Let's talk about this. We had a costume that we had to be part of this. So let's talk about your costume.
That costume I bought on my second trip to Poland. As a young girl, I used to tell my mother, oh, I would love to see Poland. She kept saying, well, you will one day. I thought, yeah, me, myself, and I. And when I met my husband, I found out he loved to travel. I love to travel. And because of him, I got to Poland twice.
Oh, that is wonderful. I noticed you're in the front of the wall in our dressing room. I'm glad you didn't see all my suitcases spread all over with stuff hanging out and everybody else's. So you were very polite with this picture. We appreciate that. Now, how young are you?
I'm 76.
Wow, look at you just living the dream. It just shows that you can get your mind to it. Does age is not a number. Wouldn't you agree with that?
That's right. It's just a number. And as a young girl, my grandmother gave me one of her old sheer curtains. We put a ribbon through it. I wore it as a bride. And then we're watching Miss America all the time. It's like, I'm going to be the queen.
Oh,
I
wow.
think so, it took 70 years for my dream to come true, but
Wow, look at you. What a great dream come true. That is awesome. Now, look, you're having fun here with Mr. Elvis, somebody.
that's a neighbor of ours. He does Elvis. And in fact, Friday night, I'll be going to see his show again. But it's the third Friday of every month. And we just love it. He's got a beautiful voice.
Mhm.
In fact, he sang a song at my husband's viewing.
Oh,
And he did it as a favor to me because he knew, well, we were all friends.
right.
It's a retirement community and everybody just seems to get along.
Well, that's the beautiful part about it is getting along. How much fun is that? Well, you deserve that attention. We have some beautiful photos here. Let's talk about this.
That's my little baby. That's Happy. And of course, that's my husband holding her. That was his buddy to start with. And sometimes she'll snuggle with me, but she misses him too. But we had a dog previously, and unfortunately, it got old and we just had to put it down. He said, no more dogs. Well, in 2015, we downsized, moved into a manufactured home in a retirement community. And it took a year. And I says, we're getting a dog. He says, why do we want to get a dog? I said, this house is small. We either get a dog, we're going to kill each other because there's no place to hide. But he fell in love with her, and that was it. She came to live with us.
She's just beautiful. Yeah, she definitely holds up to her name as Happy. Now, we all have a talent that we play during the pageant. So you had a video of you playing the organ. How long have you been playing the organ?
Since 1976.
Oh,
My
wow.
my first husband loved organ music, and at 4, I wanted a pipe organ. And of course, living in a row house, you can't have a pipe organ.
No, I think
So
they'll hear you.
in 76, he says, if you want an organ, I'll buy you an organ, but you're going to learn to play it right, not the toy.
Mhm.
And I actually on my 14th organ, and I quit now. I had four Hammonds, but my husband fell in love. He said, do you think I could learn? I says, well, my organ won't do what the new Lowry's do. I says, you only need one finger and it'll play a chord and a pedal. I said, but if you're serious, I said, I'll trade the Hammond in and we'll get a Lowry. And he loved it. He always said, yeah, she plays, I tinker.
How much fun did you ever do duo organs, like where you're playing together, like a duet?
No, no, he couldn't keep up to me.
Oh, look at you. With a beautiful dress on. Now, this organ, what brand is this?
That's a Lowry. That's the Lowry Sterling.
Here we go. to go back to. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Bravo. Just absolutely wonderful. So what I want to do is just ask you a couple more questions. And you got me this idea on this question. You lived all of these years and you're a very young age. What do you regret in your life of maybe you wished you did?
The only regret I have in life is I never had children.
Hmm.
I said, other than that, I said almost anything I wanted, I did. I took dance lessons and, well, then I got hooked on the organ. And my second husband, it's like anything I wanted. He was my biggest fan. And I says, yeah, you can sit back and watch. We're the ones doing all the work. He says, truthfully, he says, I feel so good to see these old ladies not act their age. I said, we don't have to be prim and proper anymore. But he really enjoyed it. He thought it was great to see senior citizens just going out and doing things. He says, and the different talents they have. He said, it's amazing. He says, he just admired all the ladies.
Well, and I love it. It's like the new age is old ladies doing wonderful things.
Right.
Because it used to be like that. And now you guys are featured on magazines and all over the world. What about hobbies? Any other hobbies or any new ones you have you want to start taking up?
Haven't thought, well, I get started on so many, it's like, and then it's like, I'll never get it all done. But the biggest thing was scrapbooking. My
Hmm.
stepdaughter got me hooked on that, and every trip we made, every pageant I was in, there's a scrapbook for it. In fact, I'm just finishing the one from this year's pageant. Oh, travel, I love to travel. And then so many people said, "Why don't you record your music?" And I thought, "Do I really want to?" And I've passed CDs out to so many people, and oh, they enjoy them so much. So I thought, well, why stop? And my latest project, and hopefully I'll get it done this year, I'm recording songs for my own funeral.
Oh my gosh.
They say, "What?" I said, "I know the songs I want. I don't want it played on a piano. I want it played on an organ. So I'm gonna do my own. They can just play the CD."
Oh my heavens. You know, that's a really good idea actually. So are you kidding? You're gonna hear more people be crying just because they know it's you playing. Well, you are absolutely amazing. Do you have any tips for us for younger women that just feel like my kids are grown up? I feel like I have nothing to do and I'm only 60. Do you have some advice?
There's plenty to do. I always say everybody has a dream. Follow that dream. Don't let, yeah, you might be delayed, but just keep pushing for that dream because you never know. Mine came true, and you're never too old to try anything new. So it's if you have, a talent, go for it. It's a good way to meet new people, make new friends, and it's a lot of fun. I said it's a lot of work with rehearsals and that, but oh, the pleasure you get out of it is worth it.
You seem like a do go get it done type woman. When you're with your career in life, what kind of things did you choose? And as well as with having your passion now and being the queen of Miss Super Senior Universe, what is expected of you? So let's talk about before and now.
Well, let's see. Before I had a 36-year career with one company, And I always tell people it was the biggest mental institute in the country. And they look at me like, what are you talking about? Well, what did you work with? I said, the US Postal Service.
That's funny.
And they get a big kick out of that. But it was a great career. I started as secretary for the postmaster, ended up being supervisor of delivery. And then I finally said I had enough. I said the funny part, I turned 55 on a Wednesday. My husband and I got married on Saturday. I told him to stick the job on Sunday. I says, I'm tired. I need to travel now. I thought, 36 years, that's enough. But it was enjoyable. I loved it. I had great people I worked with, and I don't regret it.
Oh, wonderful. And then your duties, lastly. Then.
And now I said what would you say, call it, what I hope to do is to get out to nursing homes, senior centers, let people know, that you're still full of life. I said, yeah, we're old. We're not dead yet. We have a lot to give society and to prove to the young ones that we are viable. We have life experience. We know what they're going to be facing. They don't want to admit it, but we know what they're going to be going through with careers and families. And it's like, don't let it get you down. There's still a lot in life to do, whether you want to travel, whether you want to take up a hobby. It's just do it.
Excellent. Excellent last words. I sure appreciate you being on our show, 9 at Night. Thank you so very much, JoAnn Bechtel. We sure appreciate that so very much. You are.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
It was so much fun to see you again and get that going. So right now, that's JoAnn Bechtel and our Miss Talent with the organ and so much more. All about people, all about making a difference, and age is just a number. 70 years for her to reach her dream of being a queen. And it's a big title, Miss Super Senior Universe, JoAnn Bechtel. Right now, we're going to go on to our next interview. I absolutely love these interviews. We're in 9 at Night, and it is all about the royalty tonight. So with that, we have Ms. Grande Am Universe of 2022. She just turned her title over to a new winner, but we're going to learn about Miss Ida White. I have a little bit I'm going to read about her. First, she was born in April 12th in 1935. Now, look how beautiful she looks. This is a recent picture. And she is, oh my gosh, amazing. And by 1941, when she was 6 years old, the U.S. had entered the World War II, which lasted until 1945. And by then, she was being raised by a single mom. Her father passed away. And she was one of those latchkey kids and unfortunately became part of an unreported statistics for all types of things for unsuspecting children. We're going to brush over that, but I do want you to know that she went on and got married, and she was raising 2 children and earned several degrees from a marriage career in a community college, and then a BA in social studies, and then entered her marriage career in 1967. And they relocated to St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. What a fun place to live. And then she studied the paralegal studies. Her list is endless and some wonderful accomplishments. I'm just going to touch bases on a few of them. But also, she earned a PhD in Bible studies in 2010. She does not stop. She loves education. She earned her PhD in counseling psychology from LaSalle University in Louisiana. And oh my gosh, this is just impressive. She followed Hurricane Marilyn in 1995 and was with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, that's of course known as FEMA, as an Equal Rights Officer. and then a trained chief of staff. And she retired from them in 2018. And then she was in Rotary Club. I've been in Rotary. She was a Rotarian for almost 20 years and earned many awards in community service. And she was in the pageant world too through all this. And we're going to ask her all about it. She is definitely making a mark when it comes to age is not a number. Again, one more person. And now she's Ms. Grande Am for being 86 years old for 2022. And she was also in the 2022 Global Beauty Awards when she was 87 and was nominated for the most impactful. And her passion is connect, care, and commit whenever, wherever, and as often as she can. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. And so now let's meet the Miss Ida White, Ms. Grande Am Universe in 2022. All right, Miss Ida, you're muted.
I'm so anxious, I forgot to unmute myself. How are you?
Whoa, PhD lady. I mean, you didn't do it once, but you did it twice and many times over. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been a journey. I keep saying that now that I'm in my 80s. I actually like that word. It's been a journey. One of the things I realize is that when I got into my 80s, I found that so exciting. I don't think I like the 70s so much, but the 80s, you know that now you're really beginning to get some feet into your path, and your footsteps are really getting bigger, and you see the journey that you're on, and it's really been exciting for me.
Well, it kind of just seemed like that some of the titles and roles that you did, that no one wants to mess with you at all.
Listen, I've had so many titles, Christine. I keep wondering sometimes, are you sure that was you? Because how could you have done all those things? But I did. I've got titles on top of titles, and not just in the pageant world, believe me.
Well, it shows by your resume. I mean, you have a whole different two other worlds when it comes to what you actually did in the world to make a difference. Now, being in 1935, you went through some amazing times, just the different styles of music and dancing. Did you like to dance, and did you?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I actually was so involved with dancing that, and I got married when I was very young. And I see, I'm gonna plug you into my, I see my time is running. So let me get my cord. Do you mind?
Oh, no, the floor is.
Yep.
Okay. We want to make sure that you have your phone plugged in.
Yes, I'm so sorry. But to answer your question, yes, I have actually loved to dance. And in loving to dance, I danced and never thought it was dancing for a pageant that I could actually be involved in anything very serious. So I just grew up, and, like I said, I got married and I had my children, and I went on. Education was my interest.
Now, with that, let's talk, going back to the dancing, because there's so many different eras. You had the 50s, you had the flapper. Well, that was probably in the 20s. But
well, yeah, because quite frankly, I started dancing with Jitterbug.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know that sounds very strange, but that's what when I started dancing, it was the end of the 40s. And okay, I'm sorry about that to anyone who I just didn't want this to cut out. We've had our challenges, and I didn't want this to be one of them. Yeah, I started dancing the end of the 40s. You've heard of the Apollo in New York.
Yes.
I was fortunate to be part of that time when Harry Belafonte came out, when many of the the jazz dancing, the swing dancing, which has kind of came back into, you know, reality with people. But we were doing that when I was like 12 years old, and I danced with the refrigerator to make sure that I had my dance steps all together, because I was an only child, so I didn't have anyone at home to dance with me.
So you dance with the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
I haven't heard that one quite before, but that's awesome. Now
Yeah.
with that, and then you went into, were you in the disco? Did you do the disco?
The disco came in when I was living in St. Thomas.
Oh,
Yeah, and that was yeah, I was well known for dancing. The guy that I met, I married, and we loved to dance, and we would go out and dance until we were just soaking wet. The mamas and the papas used to come to St. Thomas quite often, and many of the groups of that day. So we would just be hanging out and dancing. In fact, I never thought much beyond dancing.
oh, I love it. I love dancing, and disco was when I had my time to shine in the 70s. So that was
Sure.
pretty exciting. Well, let's get on to some other things. We have some wonderful pictures with you and about you. And again, beautiful, beautiful photo right there that you have. And how old are you and how young are you in this picture?
I actually took that picture last 2022. Yeah, I took it in March of 2022. So I was 87.
This is just beautiful. You do
Yeah,
not.
it is one of those. I put my own, I remember I needed a picture,
Mhm,
and the photographer had given me an appointment,
mhm.
and I had to throw some makeup on real fast and get there, and carried my shoes in my hand and that kind of thing, because he said, "You're my last appointment, so if you don't get here, you know, you won't have it." And I was shocked myself, but that's me at 87.
Oh, just beautiful, Ida. Just
Thank
absolutely
you.
beautiful. We have some more. Now, this is like in a pictures in a book. So explain, you got two different pictures here and they're all connected.
Yes, well, in the way when I was sending the pictures, I actually took them out of my phone. I have about 4,000 pictures. So these two, the one with me with the crown, was about 25 years after the Tarzan image, who was my husband. And when I first moved to St. Thomas in the 67, that was pretty much how he looked. And that was shortly after, I think, the book, How Stella Got Her Groove Back. And we all used to make jokes about it. And I guess that was pretty much why I stayed in St. Thomas. But when you look at the actual crown of me, I was 60, I think I was 64 there,
Oh,
63.
you look like you're 30 or something.
No, yeah, I was 64, and I had made up my mind to enter the Senior America pageant as Miss Virgin Islands Senior America. And I won the local pageant and went on to Las Vegas. So that was me, how I looked then.
So you said you're 87 now?
88. I was 88 on the 12th.
Oh my heaven. You're 23 years older than I.
Probably I'm older than most people. So
You're
I
so
don't.
beautiful. I bring that up just kind of as respectful and in honor how you are proving it. You and JoAnn, you're just proving that age, it doesn't matter. If you still believe in yourself and want to take care of yourself, why not?
Well, I have to say pageantry helped me to believe in myself as I was getting older, because I became, I mean, obviously the years before had been like fun years, you know, and then when I got in my 60s, I began to say, wow, so what's going to happen next? What will I be doing? I mean, I had lived such a full life, and I felt as though, well, my goodness, maybe it's over for me. And then I heard of a pageant, and I'd never thought ever, ever of entering a pageant. And I said, well, the island is small, but people are supportive. And so they encouraged me to enter into the pageant. And I won the local, but when I went on to Las Vegas, I didn't win, but I had an amazing experience. It really brought out I saw that you could be the who that's in you, because the crown attracts people. And everywhere I went, because that pageant, they insisted that you keep your crown on your head wherever you went. And people always wanted to know who I was. People wanted my autograph. People wanted to take pictures with me. And that brought out another side of me that I hadn't really known. As you can see, even that picture doesn't show the smile that I eventually developed and became known for.
That is just beautiful. And I love it. I just absolutely love it. That picture is taken how old I am. I'm 65 this year in August, and you are just starting, and these years.
That was 1999, so I was 64.
Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful. Well, let's talk about this one. You have so many great stories.
Okay, well, this was when I had joined the pageant system, the senior pageant group system. Then we were in Vegas, and this was such a fun evening. We had gone to the Liberace home, and James was always very creative in getting us to go places that were exciting. And this was an Elvis, what do you call it? He just portrayed Elvis very well. And no, actually, I'm sorry, Liberace, because he was all dressed up in the Liberace, outfit. It was just a great, I learned about pageantry is about pictures too. P for pageantry, P for pictures. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of pictures. And it's all, you see the warmth and the love just in the sharing. And such happiness.
Oh, it's just beautiful. And I noticed that pictures are very, very important, because used in for the good. So we have beautiful Senior America. How old were you in this one?
Okay, I believe that picture, I must have been 72. About 72 or 73.
You look like you're in your late 30s, early mid 30s.
Yeah, that because at that point, that is the excuse me, the Lifetime Senior America sash. At that time, I wasn't a contestant, but I had been the coordinator, the state coordinator. I had been everything in Senior America. And every year, as small as the islands were, I always made sure we had a contestant. And so with that and everything that, went on, that was my smile for getting that sash. I was just amazed.
And that's beautiful. I cannot believe how you were able to just capture the beauty of youth every time in every photo. Let's talk about this one.
Okay, well, that was actually 2019. Yeah, 20 was just 2023. Yeah, it was 2019, March 2019. I was celebrating my birthday. Actually, I couldn't get an April cruise, so we took the March cruise. and it was from Barcelona to Morocco. So that actually is on the Isle of Gibraltar. But I'm a sucker for a picture. So give me a landmark, or give me a man, or give me someone. I'm going to take a picture. And so that was just a few years ago. And I was 80. If I'm 88, that was 4 years ago. So I was 84.
Oh my gosh, you just amaze me. All right. This is a beautiful photo.
Okay. One of the girl that I went to Barcelona with, she's from Barbados. And I had met her, excuse me, she used to be one of the committee members at Senior Sweetheart. And what happened was that she was doing her own pageants. And I used to, I hate to say MC, but I was a pageant spokesperson. And so this is in Tallahassee, Florida, with one of the, I don't think she was a contestant. I'm not exactly sure what her role was, but that's just me there taking a picture. And that has to have been about, I was probably 80 then, because it was about 7 or 8 years ago.
Absolutely beautiful. Like pictures, as you say, it's just history.
Mm-hmm.
In the
Yeah.
making. This is cute.
Yeah, during the up until COVID, I had volunteered at Give Kids the World in Kissimmee, Florida, which works very closely with Make-A-Wish Foundation and other groups like that. And I was actually fairy godmother. I was a salesperson for the gift shop. I did just about many things. Many things there. I went there to work or volunteer when my husband died, and I needed to get in touch with me again. And so they encouraged us to come in your unique personality. And so from time to time, I would put my crown on. And this is Mayor Clayton, who is like the Mickey Mouse, the posing figure of Give Kids the World. And since the pandemic, I've not been able to volunteer as much because of other personal issues, but I volunteered there, for 8 years.
Beautiful. Yeah. How much fun. This is this the same year?
Yeah, that's same time. Because often with Mayor Clayton, we'd go to, when I was fairy godmother, I'd go to wish the kids good night and, sing them songs and play with them. Because the kids, many of them were really seriously challenged by the illness, but the families came as families. So a lot of times there would be children in the family that loved the idea of having Mayor Clayton or fairy godmother around. But here I'm not dressed as fairy godmother. I was working in the memory market then.
Oh, just beautiful though. Now I love this photo. Tell us about this one.
Okay, well, this is another one of my past. When I was in St. Thomas, I was working at the high school. I was a guidance counselor, had been a social studies teacher, and then I was the career educator. So I was also in Civil Air Patrol. I was first lieutenant in the Civil Air Patrol for 6 years.
Oh,
And so, yes, I went everywhere as a first lieutenant, believe me, and taught aerospace education. So when I moved to Kissimmee, Florida, that was one of the things I wanted to do was, are you there?
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I may have to move. But that was one of the things I wanted to do was to get with Civil Air Patrol. And that's actually what I did. I met up with them, but they could not accommodate me.
Now, Civil Air Patrol, how, when you have that, what were your duties? Did you?
Well, we got lots of kids who were, we had lots of kids who were interested in going to the Air Force
Okay.
Academy. We had kids who just wanted to be in the discipline of Civil Air Patrol. And that was what we were able to provide. We had the drill team. And so there were many times that I went out. I wasn't in the drill team, but as I said, it was first lieutenant. And so the kids paid quite a bit of attention to me. And then I met it with this group here in Florida and offered my services. I was there for a short term, but then I had a problem with always getting my time available on the night that they met. So,
yeah, I think what's amazing, again, Ida, you're 88. You don't definitely look it, and you don't definitely act like it. And so let's, what are your tips for looking great and for just diving in? I mean, we can all learn from you.
well, I have my challenges right now. I could tell you, when I retired from FEMA, now it was 2019, 20, I keep saying 2000, I mean 2019. I got a viral infection in my heart from breathing bad air. And I went to the hospital in Tennessee, and they treated me, and they told me I had, it was a serious situation. I got better, but it left me with a lot of inflammation in areas, especially in my hip. So I'm challenged by that, but I try not to think of it too seriously. So I went to Dubai for New Year's Eve 2020. So I spent, when 2021 came in, I was in Dubai. And I was so excited about that. And I have traveled all over the world. And the way I look at it is, I still want to continue to travel. I want to use the body in the way that Ida perceives the body, but that's not always possible. So I minimize it, and I do the things that the who in me says you're able to do. I try not to, like, I'm going to Global Beauty next week. I'm not, as I won most impactful last year. And that was really wonderful for me because it was my first time in it. So this year I am giving out an award, but one of the challenges will be they have a 30-foot walk, a runway walk. And so who signed up for it. So I'm saying, you kidding, girl? Right now you're hardly putting 2 feet together going, but I'm going to do it. Wow. I will do it. And that's part of what I believe in. Your age, do not let your age dictate. It's just numbers. It's got to be who you see, how you see yourself. I see myself as someone that should be able to walk 30 feet in a runway and smile. And the smile, someone said to me in church Sunday, "Oh, you've got a lovely smile. Has it always been that way?" No, because I was never sure of who I was. And still, maybe I'm still not sure, but I feel it. I feel the who in me that says, hey, you can do it. And that's what I would encourage anyone. If you sit back, it's just like this evening. We've had our challenges. I'm not going to fall apart. Hey, it's going to get done. And that's, if you keep that attitude, because I serve on many committees here in my local area. I don't go where the seniors sit and try to figure out when are they bringing lunch and when is the bingo going to start. That's not me. And I don't put people down for it. That's just not me. I'm out there. Next week, I pick up garbage, not garbage, but litter. And we'll be having a table for the downtown Main Street Kissimmee group. And I'll be giving information. And if they ask me to dance, I'll dance. And if they ask me, well, if they won't ask me to sing, nobody is that silly. But I won with comedy. That was what I did. That was how I won, because I was like, well, singing, I'm not that great. Dancing, well, it's just shaking, but you win with what you feel. And just like when you play, you hear it, you see it. And so when I did my comedy, especially when I won Senior Sweetheart, the audience was just like, they were there for me. Plus, I'm in the film Pretty Old, which I'm one of the only remaining star that's still alive.
Oh,
We have several people that are still alive, but I was one of the 4 main characters.
now we're talking about a tradition with the Senior Sweetheart. Now I received this Senior Sweetheart. James was bringing it back when I took that title. You were the last one. How ironic that you and I are having this discussion, because
Yes.
you're the last one to wear that. Tell us about the history that you know of the Senior Sweetheart pageant.
Well, I went to Senior Sweetheart in the year 2000 when Y2K was coming in. And it was a beautiful atmosphere. The group, we had quite a few contestants. That first year, there was probably 24. Then I went 13 years.
Wow.
13 years trying to win a crown. And then I didn't care about winning anymore. It was like pageant camp. There were 10 days together. These people became my friends.
Wow.
And I saw them every year. I've seen many people pass away that are gone. And I look at myself and I'm amazed that I'm here. And then the last year of the pageant, I won. I was like, I don't have a good picture because everything I'm crying. I thought of my husband who went with me so many years, and if he was looking down, what he was thinking. And so it was really wonderful for me. And see, that again opened me up. This opened me up. And I'm like, let people know how warm you are inside just because you connect with people. And that's what the comedy did. I connected with people and I learned to care about people. And so.
Well, you have that aura about you that you are very caring, and that you've done as much as you could to give to life, to give a legacy. And I believe people remember you because of how you made them feel, not because of the surroundings about you or material or anything, but it's how you made people feel. And I think that's a long lasting legacy that you're leaving.
One of the things that made me very happy was I have former students who were in my homeroom in the graduating class, my first senior graduating class. That was 50 some odd years ago. They're on Facebook sending me love notes about how I was their inspiration and am still their inspiration. That means a lot to me.
I imagine it does. That's amazing. So Miss 88 years old, young. I mean, what's next? I mean, you're going to Miss Global next week. What else do you have in mind?
Well, after I come back from Global, I do have a UN, United Nations certification, which is here in Orlando. In June, my son is getting married, but in July, I go to Michigan to be a guest performer at the Michigan Senior America Pageant. And then after that, I think I'm going to take some me time and just maybe I'm not sure where. I may go to Vienna. I'm not sure of that. But I am working on some child trafficking thoughts and putting together a group that will go out and talk to the schools and children and teachers and let them know some of the evils of child trafficking that I know even myself personally, I had stopped thinking about, because to me it was Hollywood, but it is so dramatic. It is so out there, so frightening. And so I'll be working on that.
Well, that's wonderful. I think all of us should pitch in where it's really needed most to get that awareness out there, to get hopefully things stopped.
I don't know, but one thing the UN secretary said, you might not make a major difference, but if you make a difference in someone's life, is really important. You may just be the person that helps someone have a good day one day, or in that turmoil that they're in. And certainly you have to feel good about that. But if you never think about it, if you never do it, then it won't ever happen.
What? I'm just going to ask you the same thing I asked JoAnn, because with everything that you've accomplished, do you have any regrets at all?
No. At this point, you've done, if you haven't done your best, you did as much as you could do. When I look back now, I'm not trying to catch up on anything. I'm grateful that my health is pretty good. And I'm grateful of the exposure that I've had a chance to be involved with people. I know that it's just been a joy for me. So I don't have any regrets. I don't have anything. I had a lot of fun. Everywhere I went, pretty much I had fun. I still have fun, and I share the part of me, and I hope when people walk away, they say, oh, she was a nice person.
Well, impactful person. You definitely have shown us what the fountain of youth truly is. Let's get out of yourself and serve, and take time for yourself too.
Well, it has been a journey. I don't think 40 years ago I expected anything like this. But it's interesting how your life evolves. That's it. I know that when my husband died, I won't say I didn't think I wanted to go on, because I wanted to go on, but I certainly figured it would be a lot different. Here I am, having done things that are amazing. And still, I don't feel like it's over for me.
No, I mean, I don't feel that either. I just can't wait to get you back on so we can talk about the next stuff that you've been doing. Ida, it's been a true pleasure to have you here on the show, and we sure appreciate it. We definitely will be having you back.
Well, thank you so much. And as I said, I've done radio and did a lot of things, and I know the excitement of having guests, and I know it certainly is not it's not a walk in the park, and you're exciting, and you hear the enthusiasm, you make the guests feel very comfortable and welcome. And so I just want to say thank you.
Well, coming from you, that's makes my day, definitely, and my night. Thank you so much, Ida. We're going to move on. What a wonderful interviews we had with two amazing women, JoAnn Bechtel and Miss Senior Universe, Miss Super Senior Universe, and of course, Miss Grande Am Universe 2022, Ida White. To find out about this incredible pageant and what's happening next, if you want to get involved in whatever way, go to seniorpageantsgroup.com, seniorpageantsgroup.com, or misseniorusa.com. Or just text me on our website, 9ATNIGHT.com. That's the number 9ATNIGHT.com. We want to thank you so much for watching this wonderful night. It's all about the royalty. And with that, I just say, start your dreams. It's never too late. You have these 6 wonderful women that did their very best, and they have their crowns and are actually planning to make a huge difference around the world with their targets and with what they want to do to make a difference. And so it is amazing. It's a privilege to be part of such a wonderful program as Senior groups, pageant groups has. So with that, we're going to continue on, and thank you again so very much. You are all awesome. Keep dreaming.
You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you.